Hello YouTube. So today I'll be talking about the LAMZU Atlantis. I've been using this mouse for about like 1 week plus now. So before I get into the review, I'll talk about my hand size. My hand size is about like 17.5 times 9. It's probably like a very small size of medium. Medium, something like a medium. And the game I play is mostly Variant, and my highest rank that I've ever achieved was Immortal 2, and right now I'm about like my rank is like Diamond 2 and Diamond 3 because I have not been playing it that much. I've only played rank like 2 games, 3 games this act because I had a problem with my games. I was stuck on the loading screen for almost every game, and I always miss pistol because of that, so I didn't really dare to queue rated because the game will probably be remake anyways. So does anyone have the similar problem with me? Because I recently had this kind of problem, and it's really annoying, super annoying, having to be stuck in a loading screen for very long, and I have to close the game and on it back again in order to get into the game. Alright, let's not talk about that anymore. So right onto the mouse. At this point, you guys probably have seen tons of other big mouse reviewers already reviewed this mouse, and as you can already tell, it's super good. It's super solid mouse and one of the top tier mouse you can find. And like if you compare, for example, the V2 Pro and this, it's almost had the same quality, like literally insane. It can LAMZU can compete with all the top tier mouse company like Razer and Logitech, and all the others like SteelSeries, Zowie as well. So what I don't see a lot of mouse reviewer talking is the shape. I feel like they don't talk enough about the shape. All they do is they talk like, oh, the mouse is a medium or big mouse. It's similar to XM1, and they don't go into much details about that. So before I talk about the shape, as usual, I'll talk about the build quality. Honestly, everything about this mouse is perfect. What is a bummer though that they don't include grip tape like Juve mouse do. They include a lot of grip tape into their mouse. I didn't use it because I don't want to use it yet. But yeah, it would be nice if they include grip tape, but that's just a luxury thing. They did include glass skate. I didn't use it because I don't really like glass skate. But other than that, this mouse literally tick all the list of a very good mouse. Like the coating is pretty good. It's not as good as as Superlight and Zowie and Vaxi coating, but it's good enough. It's good enough. You don't really need grip tape unless you really want a very grippy feeling. But yeah, I like the fact that nowadays most mouse their scroll wheel is actually protruding out a lot more, like the GPX. Yeah, so this mouse as well, it's very nice to have a very high scroll wheel because I don't know, I just like it. It makes me feel like, oh, I can reach the scroll wheel much more easier. So everything about this mouse is literally perfect. I like the fit, I like the clicks, I like the scroll wheel. Although some people might not like the scroll wheel because it's definitely more lighter than your scroll wheel like Zowie or even the Razer. It's not as tactile, but it's definitely I don't mind it. It's not one of my main problems. And one tiny little problem of this mouse is that the scroll wheel might make, if you shake it really hard, like really hard vertically, the scroll wheel does make some sound, but that doesn't even affect anything. So all I care about is the performance. And one more thing, one very nice touch that they add on this mouse is like this dongle right here. You can add your mouse dongle. Yeah, and it's actually very tight at that. It's not loose at all. It won't come out at all even if you shake it. Like even if I shake it really hard, the dongle won't come out at all. So here's a bit of a sound test. Yeah, one more thing I like about this mouse is that the left and right click the feeling is very consistent. They are a bit different in the sound, but overall the feeling is quite consistent. Yeah. And so let's talk about shape. Okay, so about the shape then. A lot of mouse reviewers say that, oh, it's a medium mouse. Yes, it's a medium mouse, but it's a very unique mouse in the terms of like if you compare it to a Superlight, okay, it's around the same size of Superlight, but it has a bigger butt than Superlight, but it's not as wide as Superlight. It's actually the width here is actually very thin. Superlight has a very much more wider in terms of bottom. As you can tell, if you look from here, if you look it from here, it looks like a wide mouse. I mean a wide, very wide mouse. Like if you compare it like that. If you look at the bottom, it's actually quite thin, because the mouse is actually the top of the mouse is wider than the bottom of the mouse. So the shape is actually like this, like this. It's actually like it's not straight. It's vertically saying it like this. Yeah. So when you hold the mouse, your finger is not actually straight. It's actually like going this way for a bit. And some of you might not like it. I personally don't mind it. It's actually some people might say that it kept their fingers locked in. And the shape of the mouse, if you compare it to, personally I like small mouse, so this mouse is actually kind of big for me. It is pretty big for me. That's one of the reasons that I don't really, it's not my main. That's one of, I mean that's the only reason that it's not my main. It's because the butt is pretty big. At first I thought the butt wasn't as big as I thought, and it is as big. It's more bigger than I thought actually. Yeah, if you compare to the Model O from here, it is much more round. It's much more rounder. Is that you have a much more rounder. Model O, I mean Viper V2 Pro, is much more. It's a bigger butt. And what people don't know, that the V2 Pro is definitely a low profile mouse, but this is not a low profile mouse. It actually has more of a thickness here. So when you hold it, when I claw grip it, is way more contact. Like this entire area, there's a lot of contact. This entire area. When I claw grip the V2 Pro, it only has contact in this lower area. So when you use the LAMZU, it has contact way more. It definitely fill out the bottom of your palm more. It's definitely not the middle like ZA. It's around here, the bottom, and this thumb area as well. So when you claw it, yeah, I can feel it. It's filling up my mouse a lot more. Can I? I mean, my hand is not too big, but can I use it? Yes, I can use it still. If you've got bigger hand than mine and you claw grip and you like your hand to be filled, definitely buy this mouse. The only reason, the only condition where I advise you to not buy this mouse is when you got a hand smaller than mine, or you got a similar size hand and you like small mouse. You like smaller mouse. You don't like big butts, and you like lower profile mouse. For example, I thought the V2 Pro would be too big for me, to be honest. That's why I don't buy it, because I like the Viper Mini more. And I like the Starlight Small, and the Hardy S. So the reason why I actually buy the V2 Pro, because you know what, fuck it, just buy it. And it's actually, I actually really like it a lot. Why? Because even though it's actually quite long, but at least it is low profile. It is low profile like the Model O, because my first ever mouse was the Model O minus, and I really like the low profile mouse. I've been using Model O minus as my first mouse for like years, and that's where I know that, oh, I prefer, my hand is already used to a low profile mouse, so I don't like big mouse like big butt mouse like XM1, or even the S2, or what else, okay, I forgot all the other mouse. So if you don't like big butts, you can consider buying V2 Pro. It's actually really good. It's very these two mouses are about the same weight, so yeah. The clicks, I definitely like the LAMZU clicks a bit more. So just know that LAMZU, if you like big butts and you claw, likely to feel your hand from the back here more. Even if your hand is smaller than mine by a bit, you can still buy it. You definitely can still buy it. I can still claw grip this mouse very comfortable, but I just can't really aim well with it because I'm so used to low profile mouse. So yeah, that's about the shape I want to talk about. It's really low. The clicks is very low as well, but I don't think so that mattered a lot. For me. So yeah, overall this mouse is very good. I might buy the mini version, because the mini version won't be that won't fill up my hand more. So yeah, overall I think LAMZU is fucking great. It's a really great mouse. Just that I really prefer smaller mouse and low profile mouse. So yeah, if you are almost as similar as me, then don't buy this mouse. Okay, just wait for the mini version. So that's all. Peace.